Welcome to lesson 9, evaluating expressions with polynomials. In this lesson, we're going to look for a few things that demonstrate mastery. The first one is that you can evaluate an expression using attending to precision, meaning how careful and precise you can be. That really matters. How we're using space to accurately distribute, and I'm going to show you what space means. That's an acronym. How we're simplifying terms of exponents, and again, attending to precision when simplifying with order of operations. So space is just an acronym, meaning I'm either going to simplify or substitute looking at the problem from the very beginning. I'm going to use my order of operations. That's why it says PEMDAS, please. I'm going to accurately distribute, combine my like terms, and if necessary, explain my answer. Many of these won't need the explanation part, but we'll look to see if a question asked. So in this one, we're evaluating the expression when x equals 4. So we're absolutely substituting. So I'm going to start with that. Every place I see an x, I'm just going to put a negative 4. So negative 4 squared minus 2, I'm going to use a parentheses here because there is a coefficient. I want to make sure it's separated. Plus negative 5 plus negative 4. Okay, so now that I've just did all the substitutions, I want to use my order of operations to properly solve this part. And I'm going to use that I'm actually going to start with my parentheses and distributing now. Where am I distributing? I see two places. So negative 4 squared, and I'm distributing 2 and negative 8. That gives, negative 4. So here, I'm actually just getting positive 8. And on this other one where it has plus negative 5 plus negative 4, I'm just putting plus negative 9. I'm doing what's in there for right now in my parentheses. Okay. All right. So parentheses is all done. I don't even need that parentheses with the plus and the minus 9. I'm just going to have this as minus 9. All right, so parentheses done. Exponents, let's deal with that. Negative 4 squared is 16. So 16 plus 8 minus 9. And there's no multiplying or dividing, but we'll add from left to right. And this is where, again, you could use your properties on how you want to do this. I am going to add or subtract from left to right in this case. So I'm just going to get 24 minus 9. And I have 15. Now, could I use my associative property? Let's say I wanted to do 16 plus 8 minus 9. Would that change my answer? Let's think about this for a second. 8 minus 9 would give us negative 1, and 16 minus negative 1 would give us positive 15. So this is a place where, again, with order of operations, and now that you have more techniques for doing this, you could use some of those other properties like the commutative or associative properties to make numbers more friendly, as long as they are all adding, subtracting, or as long as they are all multiplying. We can use some of those properties as well. But I just chose to do straight add, subtract from left to right. All right, so you can stop and jot this down into your notes. And let's go to the next one. Here we have, I'm going to rewrite it, 5x minus 13 to the third power. Ooh, this one is interesting, and we want when x is equal to 3. All right, so we have 3, we're going to substitute 5 times 3 minus 13 to the third power. So I'm actually going to start with what's inside the parentheses first. So I have 5 times 3, which is 15. 15 minus 13 to the third power. Let's simplify again what's in that parentheses. 3 parentheses 2 to the third power. So now we have some options, and now this is where it gets super interesting. Do we, when we think about our order of operations, are we going to deal with the exponent first, or are we going to distribute first? We're going to multiply. So in our order of operations, what comes first, multiplying or exponents? exponents comes first. So we have 3 times 8, 2 to the third power is 8, and that will give us 24. All right, so you can see all the steps here were spaced. I substituted, I did my subs first. I simplified what was in the parentheses next. And I really made sure I simplified the inside part to make sure that was clear. Then my exponent, and finally multiplied. All right, hit pause and jot this down into your notes. There are a lot of examples in this one. So if you would like to pause, solve it, and then just see if you get the same solution, you can. All right, in this one, a ball is launched on a platform. I have the polynomial negative 16t squared plus 20t plus 6, and where t is equal to 1 second. So I'm just going to substitute again. So negative 16 times 1 squared plus 20 times 1 plus 6. All right, order of operations, there's no parentheses. Let's deal with the exponent. So negative 16 times 1, which is just going to be negative 16. So that one's easy. Plus 20 plus 6. What I'm going to choose to do here is I'm going to use my associative property. I want to add these ones up. And I have negative 16 plus 26, which gives me positive 10. Okay, so you can see how I decided to just use my associative property and add the two numbers on the end first instead of the negative 16 and the 20. Would that have given me a different answer? No, because this would have given me negative, these two over here would have given me positive 4 plus 10, which, positive 4 plus 6, which still would have given me 10. So again, you can start seeing the fluidity. I can use my properties for some of the steps for multiplication and for addition, which are really important, and I can be fluid with that. All right, let's see if I can go a little bit more quickly with these. I'm going to do substitutions for both. So for the first one, I have 7 times 4. Notice I'm using my parentheses to separate those two numbers. And 3 times 7 minus 12. All right, multiply 28 plus 21 minus 12. 49 minus 12, which gives me 37. With the second one, again, I have multiple terms, so I do want to substitute. So 2 times 4, and all this will be 3 times 7 minus 4 times 4 squared. All right, so this one looks a little bit more complicated, but we're going to take it one step at a time. Let's start with what's in the parentheses and simplify that out first. So in my parentheses, I have 3 times 7 is 21, minus 4 times 4 is 16. Okay, so 21 minus 16 is going to give me 5. So there we go. There's just 5 in the parentheses. And on the outside, I have 2 times 4, which is just 8. All right, so now I have 8 parentheses 5 to the second power. Which one are we going to do first? We're going to do our exponents. Times 8, which gives us 200. All right, hit pause and jot this down into your notes. All right, let's do our last one, and we have the same term as last time, negative 16t squared plus 100t, where t is equal to 4. So the first part, I have negative 16 times 4 squared plus 100t. So I just substituted. That was my very first step. Oh, sorry, let's substitute that second t equal to 4. All right, so there's nothing else in parentheses, so we have to do exponents next. So really making sure that everyone understands that that is our next step in our order of operations. So negative 16 times 4 squared, which is 16. So I have to do that step first. I cannot do negative 16 times 4. I want to make sure I'm accurately using my order of operations. And you can see it here. Exponents before multiplying or dividing. This includes when I have to distribute. So make sure you have that very clear. So negative 16 times 16 plus 400. 16 times 16 is 256. So negative 256 plus 400, which gives us as a final answer, actually I'm going to put it here at the bottom. So I like that my numbers get smaller and smaller. So 144 as our final answer. All right, so here's a check off. Did I evaluate and attend to precision? Yes, I was very careful. I could use my calculator to double check that. Looking to see that we're using our space and accurately distributing, and we did. We made sure that we substituted first, used our order of operations, distributed, combined any like terms, and we didn't have to explain our answer. We simplified terms with exponents. We did that right over here. And we attended to precision of our order of operations. So that was it for this lesson. I know we had tons of examples. Again, the biggest hotspot is when you see a coefficient or a number on the outside of parentheses and you see an exponent, just like this part here. You have to do this part before you do the multiplying part. That's it for today's lesson. Get some practice in, get tons of feedback from your peers, and I will see you in the next lesson. Be well.